Hello, Macy. This memory is for you. My memory of you in general is just a smiley, happy girl who loves performing, loves to sing, loves to dance, and loves to act. A couple of things I really remember. One was your amazing little sketch you put on based on Wonder right at the end of year 5, which you scripted yourself, you cast yourself, you directed yourself, and you and the other girls did really, really well at performing that. And actually, I hadn't read the book at the time, I now have, and looking back on it, it just shows me how good your script was, now I've read the book. But my other memory of you, one that still makes me smile to this day, is when you were doing vlogs with Mrs. Duplaw. And your vlog was all about making slime. And you had brought in so many different ingredients, hairspray and all these different things to make it. And I went out to see how things were going, and there was slime everywhere, all over the atrium, all over the floor, the table, the books, all over you, absolutely everywhere. I believe you lost your mum's bowl during that activity as well. And just your face as you looked up and saw me coming out with you covered in slime was absolutely hilarious, and that's something I'm never going to forget. Good luck at your new school.
My memory was when I was sad, Charlotte always used to sing me a song, and it always used to make me smile.
Ophelia, I will always have lovely memories of you as a lovely, calm, quiet presence around school. But my specific memory is on the French trip last year. You were such great company. And I can remember being on the coach and in various places and thinking, who on earth is that little chatterbox chattering away and giggling away? And I can remember the first time I turned and saw it was you, Ophelia, I was absolutely gobsmacked. You've got such a gorgeous giggle, and you were such a lovely friend and company to be away with to those people that you were with, but I really enjoyed your company too. So, keep giggling.
My memory was in year 5, France, and we just got put into our rooms. They said we could do this routine to get room points. So we practiced most of the morning, dance moves, picking each other up. But then we ended up, when the teachers came in, we just said we haven't practiced anything. We haven't done anything.
Hi James, I want to take you back to a memory from year 4 where we had our trip to Norfolk. If you remember, the weather was pretty awful at the time, rained most of the days, it was bitter cold. This particular morning was a lovely sunny morning actually, and we were all playing outside. I think you were doing archery at the time, and I was sat out with Mr. Clipple. As you're all playing and running around, we suddenly hear this crack. Literally jumped out of my skin to look up and see you on the floor, and you'd smack your head on concrete. So I quickly jumped up and ran over, and immediately you had this golf ball on your head. And my reaction was, Andrew, quick, get an ice pack. To which the rest of your class reacted to, oh, Mr. Clipple's name is Andrew, which they thought was hilarious. And then we had to rush you in to see a medic. We had to ring Dad to let him know what happened. We didn't know whether to take you to hospital or not. So the manager at the time said, you know what, just let him sit and chill and let's see how he gets on. And then he went round and said, oh, we're serving lunch. Would James want some lunch? And you went, yeah, I'll have a hot dog and chips, please. So we kind of thought, yeah, we think he's all right. And then he said, is everything all right, James, with your lunch? And you went, no, is there any ketchup? So, yeah, always tickles me, and it's always lovely to see you around school. Your big smile, you were always so polite, so friendly, and I'm really going to miss seeing you around. So I wish you the very best of luck in your secondary school and the rest of life. Good luck in everything you do. Take care. Bye-bye.
My memory was when I was in year 2, and I remembered the mobile was getting demolished, and before that day was I accidentally took my apple in, and the teachers forgot to give it back to me. So the next day, I went down and all the children were crowding around the mobile, and I didn't know why, so I went over there and I saw the mobile getting demolished. And at that moment I saw my iPod getting flung over the fence and onto the field. So.
My memory of Jack Atkinson was when we were in year 3 and we were at Stibbington, and Jack's skipping skills were amazing. The heights that he got to when he was jumping over that rope were amazing. And recently he's impressed me with his style of running. He just strolls through it but goes so fast.
My memory was when I was in nursery, and in the early years there's some stairs, and I was curious to see what were up the stairs. But in my disappointment, I found out that it was just a storeroom, and I got in trouble as I found out I wasn't allowed to go up the stairs.
My memory is of Tom, and it was from right at the very start of year 5, and I was teaching year 6 at the time. I hadn't really properly met Tom yet. However, I looked out into the atrium and I saw a really happy, smiling individual, and it was Tom, waving into the classroom. And I thought, oh, that's so polite and lovely. He's just waving to say hello to me in year 6. Waved and smiled back. Turned around, and Clara explained that that was actually her brother waving and smiling at her. However, I soon learnt that this really was Tom's personality. He is a happy, smiley, polite individual, and so that is how I'll always remember Tom.
I remember that in year 5, when we were going to France on the ferry, there weren't enough seats for me, Robert and Wayne to sit, so the teachers looked around for somewhere for us to sit. Luckily, there was a really comfy sofa in front of a TV playing with a Lego Flash, which I thought was a brilliant film at the time. Now I reflect, I'm not sure it was.
Hi Iona, I'm going to be sharing a memory about you, and when I think of you and when I taught you in year 2, I always think of you as a bundle of fun and such a great member of the class. And it was lovely for me in year 6 to spend more time with you when you became a pupil forum rep, and you were always so organised and presented back to your house the ideas that we discussed, and really had a kind of sense of purpose, and it really impressed me. And really what I wanted to say to you is good luck for the next stage of your journey. Keep having fun and keep being you, because you really have a lot to give.
My memory was in France when Miss Gillen took me, Amelie and Macy to a church. Macy started walking down the aisle pretending to be married, and me and Tabby started pushing her onto the pews. Then we remembered we couldn't see Amelie. We looked up to see Amelie at the front, pretending to be the groom.
So my memory is of Gracie on the year 4 residential trip, and I just remember her giving absolutely everything a go. Nothing fazed Gracie. She was just amazing, and when there was a problem that needed solving, she came up with so many great ideas, like when they had to stack the crates and try and work out how tall they were going to get them, and you had to work with your partner. I just remember her being absolutely amazing.
My memory was in year 4 when we went to Norfolk and we pranked Max. We were all in one of the bedrooms and deciding what we were going to do. And then Mr. Silly just randomly pulled out a fake spider out of her handbag. And then we did the prank and put it in his bed. But I couldn't get to sleep because I was wondering why she had a fake spider in her bag the whole time. Yeah.
Okay, this is memory for Joe, but it's from Mrs. Lee. Joe has always shown good humour and a sense of fun, particularly in his outfits for World Book Day. I remember I found a film clip that illustrated resilience to show in a PHAC lesson. It was a film that I personally disliked but thought the children would like it. Not so. Joe, apparently, he and I share a hate of Star Wars films. He made quite clear his feelings on the subject, and the threat of playing it again ensured his undivided attention. Another highlight was our surrealism in clay. Joe recounted the family legend of his father's ceramics work at school. We decided he could pay homage to it and perhaps improve upon it, as Joe's blue apple opened as a container and even contained worms. All the very best wishes to you, Joe.
My memory was in France in year 5, where we played no-rule football and we could do mid-air slide tackles and very dirty interceptions. Not surprisingly, a lot of us got hurt.
Harry, you've been a delight to have around school, so much fun, and it's been great to see you flourish as you've moved through the school. My memory of you that will stay with me more than ever, I think, is the one that's very, very recent, during lockdown. And I was so impressed by what you did for, I think it was known as the 2.6 challenge. And you set out to do 26 backflips on your trampoline, which I just thought was absolutely incredible. And had I read about it, it would have been one thing. But actually seeing the film of it that Louis, your brother, did, it was just amazing. And you managed to keep going. And I loved the slow-mo last flip on the film. But you should be so very proud of yourself. And I know you raised many, many, many more funds than you were expecting to for Great Ormond Street. So well done. You're an absolute star.
My memory was in year 2 when I asked for a sheet but I was misheard and I got past the chair.
My memory is of Harry Field from when we were on our residential in France last summer. Whatever we did on that trip, wherever we went or whatever was on the menu, Harry was always full of the most enthusiasm and excitement and happiness, and he brought that to whatever we were doing. So that's always my lasting memory of Harry. And back at school in the autumn term of year 6 in particular, I found that I could always identify Harry's laugh, whatever was going on. You could always hear Harry's laugh somewhere in the classroom, and you always knew that it was him. So he's always brought kind of that happiness and into the classroom, into the school, and that's how I always remember Harry.
So in year 4, we went to Kingswood for a school trip and we had room inspections. And on one of those room inspections, Mr. Clipple accidentally hit Harry Allen, who happened to be in my room. So we planned to get revenge. The next room inspection, me and Luke were hiding under the beds, and when Mr. Clipple looked down to check on the suitcases, me and Luke jumped out on him. He got scared by Luke, jumped backwards and accidentally hit me. So we all grabbed our pillows, started whacking him, and chased him out of our room.
Hi Daisy, just wanted to say thank you really for all your hard work that you put in with me in year 4. We spent a lot of time working on one-to-one in maths together and I'm really grateful for all your efforts. There were days where your most favourite words or sentences were I don't want to or I can't, but you know what, you gave it your best shot and that's all we ever wanted you to do. And I'm so proud of you for that because there were mornings where you didn't want to do it and I know that, but you did. And thank you for that. But also you made me realise that actually some things in life you don't enjoy doing and you don't want to do. But I know that one thing that you're really good at and you're really passionate about, and that's your football, and that's one thing we have in common, regardless of the team that you support, but we'll let that one go for now. But I just wanted to, or I hope you do, I hope you continue with your football and your passion for football because you are phenomenal and I've watched you on some of the matches. I've seen you where my child plays as well and you're brilliant at it. So good luck with that. Good luck in everything that you do in your secondary school and continue to make your family proud. Take care. Bye.
My memory is from year 4 when we went to Norfolk and Miss Vasily made all the girls come in one room and she had a fake spider in her bag and then we put it in Max's bed and then when he came to bed
Okay, this is a memory from Mrs. Lee for Tabby. It has been a pleasure watching Tabby grow in more self-confidence and self-assurance over the last 2 years. She's a girl of few words, has been known to giggle, but has contributed much to the class. I've also been so delighted to be able to share in Tabby's artwork. It's been great to watch her develop an idea, add in details and having a clear view of what she wants it to be. Tabby will work hard and with great patience to get the best result she wants. She won't give up until she's achieved what she wants. I know you love all the exciting opportunities in your new school, Tabby, and I wish you all the very best.
My memory is this one in year 5. We went to France and it was the last day when we were supposed to be leaving, and Macy decided it would be fun to pour shampoo and lotions all over the floor. And we were a bit confused of what she was doing, and it was a huge mess, but she decided to get out of her suitcase and run across the floor, bumping into things on the suitcase. And we all thought it would be a good idea to actually try it out, so we all did it, and the room was such a mess. And we just left it that way. We didn't clean it up or anything, and it was just left like that. And it's just a huge mess. So yeah, that's my memory.
Hello Daisy, this is a memory for you. My memory for you sort of starts back when you first started in year 5 and you were a little bit hesitant to read out loud at the time. You didn't always want to do it, but over the year your reading got better and more confident, and your expression became absolutely amazing as you went through year 5 until at the very end of year 5 you did the most beautiful reading at the music festival concert, and you spoke with confidence and expression, and it was just an absolute beautiful reading to listen to at the music festival. And I also remember that confidence carrying on to our Christmas song at the church where you did a little solo, and it was just lovely to watch your confidence blossom. And I will never forget your laugh and your giggle and that big smile you have as you walk around the school. So good luck at your secondary school, and I hope that you'll pop in to see us sometimes.
My memory is when we were in year 3 and we went to Stevington and the air raid siren went off and we went in a real air raid shelter.
So my memory is of Max, and it was on the year 4 residential trip. I think it was the first night. All of you had to be blindfolded and complete a maze. And I remember we played a little trick on Max, and we kept telling him that there were obstacles for him to climb over, and it was just the funniest thing ever, trying to watch him climb over a tyre that did not exist. And I just remember laughing so much. So I'm sorry about that, Max, but it was very funny.
My memory was in reception, and I didn't know what PE was, so when the class went out to PE, I was hidden in the class half naked, wondering where the class had gone.
Hi Connor, I'm sharing a memory of you from year 3. You'll probably remember this one because I think we've laughed about it over the years. It was at the end of the science lesson, and I asked the class to glue their sheets into their science book. And when I was collecting yours, the sheets are all sticking out. So I had a brainwave of an idea, and I thought, well, tidy up your book. So I took you over to the rototrim with me, and I put your science book on the rototrim, and with the first cut, I sliced right across the bottom of your science book, and we both looked at each other in shock and went, oh, like that. And I said, don't worry, Connor, you can just say to people, Miss McLaughlin did it.
My memory was a reception. It was when Max, Luca and I were carrying on the tyres until I opened it and I saw the biggest spider I've ever seen. We screamed so loud that everyone heard us.
I'm going to share a memory of you, Ollie, and as soon as we started talking about which teachers might talk about a different child, I knew that I would really like to talk about you. And what's really impressed me with you, Ollie, is how quickly you became a part of Millmead and how quickly you settled into our school, so much so that you became one of the Year 6 pupil reps, which wasn't particularly easy for you because you hadn't been at our school, so you didn't know the history of things and the way that things had gone. But actually you just fitted into the role really well, and you did a really good job, and I was always really impressed with the way that you spoke and the rapport that you had with the other children. It's just a shame really that we didn't get to spend longer with you and that you weren't at Millmead with us for a bit longer. So I know when you go on to secondary school, you won't have any trouble at all fitting in, getting to know the routines, and I wish you all the luck in your next journey.
My memory is when in our last Sarah assembly I led part of a song. It was really funny, especially the dance.
My memory of Rex is when he was in Year 3 and we were at Stivington. We'd had an evacuation day, which I'm sure everybody knows, and he'd been serious all day and was really interested in everything that we were doing. And right at the end of the day, when we'd finished our writing, with the ink pens, he held his hands up and they were completely covered in ink and his face was an absolute picture.
My memory is in Year 4 at Kingswood, when I was talking late at night with Jack and constantly being told off by the teachers.
Luca, you've been a delight to have in school. One memory I will have of you is as a guitar player. You play the guitar really nicely and I've always enjoyed listening to you and sometimes hearing your lessons. But the other memory, I guess, that I will hold on to is when I realised that you were going to be sports ambassador. I knew that you would do the role brilliantly because you're reliable, you're responsible, and I knew that you would enjoy it. So thank you for doing that this year. I hope will continue to fulfil roles of responsibility in your new school because you will do it very well. Thank you.
My favourite memory of Millmead is when the mobile got demolished in Year 2 and a toilet got flung across the field.
Hello Wade, I'm going to share some memories of you, and I've got lots of memories from when you were in Year 2 and you made a robot, I think, in one of our junk modelling lessons, and it ended up being nearly as big as you, to when you were Einstein and your stick-on moustache nearly went across the whole of your face. And I can't really fail to mention the blue hair that you had after lockdown, which seemed to go through varying colours on its way to being washed out. But the final memory I'd like to share with you is something that you took quite seriously, and seriously isn't a word that we often use when we talk about you, Wade. How seriously you took your role as vice captain, and that's something that made us feel really proud of you. We will really miss you when you go off to secondary school, but keep being you, not too serious all of the time, and wish you all the luck.
My favourite memory is in Year 4 at Kingswood. When we were waiting in line for the Jacob's ladder, Mr. White picked me and Joe up by our harnesses and found some wet mud and swung us over it as if he was going to throw us in.
Hi Harry, I'm going to share a memory that is from when you were in reception. So you would have been 4 or 5. You were super cute and very, very funny. And I remember very, very vividly, one day you came to school and it was winter time, it was very cold, and you had on something new and they covered your ears. I'm not going to say what they are yet. And you very proudly told me that they were your new ear muffins, which I thought was really cute and very funny. And I have to confess that I didn't put you right on what they were actually called for a little while, because I loved hearing you call them your ear muffins. So that's my memory of you, and it's very, very sweet. It's been a delight and a pleasure to see you grow up, and I can see that you are a fine young man now, ready to go on your next adventure, and I wish you all the best.
My memory is when I was in year 4 and we were at Kingswood, and Mr. White was coming in the room, and I got so scared that I was halfway up my ladder. I got so scared that I slipped off and fell in the bin.
I've been able to get to know Riley a lot this year through the Fair Trade Tuck Shop and the Fair Trade Committee, and it's a pleasure to be able to share a memory of him in particular about the support and help he's given to me personally during our Friday tuck shops in particular. He's been able to see and help and support with the stock and selling to customers, and generally just helping me make sure that tuck shop is fully stocked at all times, and he does it with such kindness and politeness. It's been a pleasure to work with him, and I wish you every success, Riley, as you move on to your next phase of learning.
My memory is in year 4 when we went to Harry Potter World. There was a giant spider and I remember screaming so loud.
Hello, Amelie. This is a memory for you. It's not really a specific memory. It's just a memory of your whole time with me, and just about how amazing you were at getting me sorted and getting me organised. And you had a brilliant memory for things that we had to do every day, little routines we had to do. You never ever forgot to go and drop your bits off at the office at the beginning of the day and pick them up at the end of the day. You always said to me, shall I go and get them? If I ever forgot anything, you would be the one to remind me, Miss Gillam, don't forget we've got this, or don't forget we've got to do that, you've got to give this out. And really, you were so helpful to me all through year 5 by being such a good secretary for me, really. And I was really grateful to have you there, reminding me what to do. And actually, a lot of the things wouldn't get done if you hadn't have reminded me. So thank you very much for that. And I'll always remember how organised you were and how you got me organised. So thank you very much, and good luck at your new school. And I hope to see you soon. Bye.
My memory was in France when me, Iona, Tabby and MACEY, we were all in our room really bored. So we put loads of soap all over the floor and got our suitcases and started riding across the floor until 20 minutes later when we didn't have anything to clean it up.
Hello Daisy, I'm going to be sharing a memory about you. In fact, I have lots of lovely memories, but one has always stayed with me from year 2, and it's probably made me reflect on maybe a bit of my teaching. But in year 2, one of our topics was our world, and as part of that topic, we looked at a country from a different continent each week, and we looked at the United States of America, and we learnt different facts about it. When we finished the whole topic, we reflected on what we'd learned, and I think you had a sheet to fill in, or just to put down different ideas or different facts that you'd learnt from our topic. And you said that you'd learnt that there were 50 snakes in America. It should be 50 states in America. So that's always made me smile, and I always thought, what a lovely kind of thing to have taken away, even if it was wrong. Daisy, I wish you loads of luck for your next stage, and I know you're going to have a brilliant time at Simon Ball.
My memory is when in year 4 when we went to Norfolk, and we had just been put to bed, and Miss Vasily made a funny face in between the door of the boys and girls corridors, and Mr. White and Mr. Clipper were on the other side, and they screamed and woke everybody up.
Jack, my memory of you, well, I've got lots of memories of you, but my main memory of you will be last year on the French visit. And I just was bowled over, as I have often been with your enthusiasm, but your enthusiasm for photography last year was amazing. And everywhere we went, it was, Mrs. Nesbitt, would this make a good photo? Mrs. Nesbitt, would this make a good photo? Hey, this would be a good photo, wouldn't it, Mrs. Nesbitt? And if I had a fiver for every time you said that, Jack, on that trip last year, I probably could have retired last year rather than this year. I do hope you had enough time to actually enjoy everywhere we were, as well as the photography. But that will stay with me. Good luck.
My memory is when I was in Meadows and the farm came. I remember holding one of the chickens and also Alexa fell asleep in my arms. I've got a really cool photo of her falling asleep in my arms.
I've had the pleasure of teaching Zach in Year 1 and again reacquainting myself with Zach during the Year 6 Energisers this year, and my overriding impression of Zach remains that he is a kind, calm gentleman who has a lot of respect from his peers and the teachers alike. He goes about life quietly but considered and well-mannered and incredibly kind. And he also has quite a passion for custard cream biscuits, as I discovered in our Energisers. And bringing with him his charm and his smile is a memory that I will always remember. So I wish you well, Zach, and good luck for the future.
My memory was in Year 3 when we went to Stillington and we couldn't find anywhere to hide, so we just hid in really bad places.
I'm delighted to be able to share a memory of Robert from this academic year, who I've really got to know through the Fair Trade Committee and Tuck Shop this year. And my overriding memory is one of how amazing Robert is in terms of salesmanship and what a gift of the gab he has with customers, and how he has a wonderful rapport with teachers and how he can encourage them to spend more than they want to, and willing them to come back with often a turn of phrase that was come again, and I hope you had a successful shop. So for Robert, I thank you for increasing our sales on the Friday Tuck Shop, and I wish you all the best for the future.
So, in France, me, Joe, Harry Forbes, Wade and Tom were playing a pretty boring game, and then we saw a chicken. It was in the out of bounds area though, and we decided to chase it. We did this for about 5 minutes when it turned a corner and there were 20 chickens just staring at us. So we just ran away, and then Mr. Pinder saw us running away from the out of bounds area, and he told us not to go there again. And then the next day, we decided to look for the chicken again in the out of bounds area, but we couldn't find it.
I have many precious memories of Charlotte on her journey through Millmead. There's too many to choose any one in particular. I feel very honoured to have been part of her life journey, and one that has produced such a well-balanced, entertaining and perceptive young lady. Working with Charlotte again in Year 6 has been a privilege, and I'm sure she will continue to grow and flourish on her next stage of her journey at Simon Ball. I wish you all the very best, Charlotte. I'll miss you. Good luck.
In Year 4, me and Connor were behind the amphitheatre, and Connor said if I drop an orange on the floor, I can still eat it because it has peel, but someone ran past and stamped on it.
Hello Phoebe, this is a memory about you. My memory about you is just what a delightful, friendly and mainly empathetic child you are, and you always have been. And whenever anyone was upset in the class, you were always the first there to comfort them. You were always the first to come and see me to ask if there was anything you could do, or ask them if there was anything they could do. And you just never ever liked to see anybody else upset. And if they were upset, you were upset. which was very rare because you are such a happy and lovely member of the class. And I'll always remember you as just being such a kind and caring and sympathetic person who just cares so much about their friends and their family and everybody around them. And that's such a lovely quality to have. And I'll also remember you as a really hard-working, creative child, a lovely singer, a lovely reader. I remember you doing your reading at the music festival at the end of the year, doing little solos for me in the Christmas concert. And I'll just remember all the lovely, lovely things about you. So thank you for being such a lovely child and a lovely member of my Year 5 class. And good luck in your new school. Hope to see you soon.
My memory was in Year 5 and I like to call it the coat cape. I zipped up my coat for lunch and when we got called I couldn't unzip my coat. So I went to Miss Hare and she took me to so many adults and we tried candle wax, soap, scissors, screwdrivers, and Mr. Sellers was even debating about a wrench. In the end, Miss Jenner helped me get my coat off using a screwdriver, so thank you everyone who helped